Appathon has been put together, for one reason, and that is to bring together the large enterprises with the young innovators. And I'm so pleased to see, how well, what an eager audience we have this morning with us. So first of all, I would like to welcome everyone this morning to the Appathon, starting with our API partners. So our API partners for the event are, as you know, Telenor Bank, Telenor Pakistan, and GS Bank. And guys, these companies are, in every respect, leaders in their industries. They are amongst the leading banks, telecoms, and mobile financial services operators in the country. And not only that, but they are also very much at the cutting edge when it comes to digital innovation. They are ahead of everyone else in the pack when it comes to digital innovation. And we're very grateful to them that they have, first of all, opened their APIs and then also agreed to participate in the Appathon and bring their APIs to the Appathon. And in that sense, the Appathon is only possible because we have them as partners. So I'd like to thank each one of them. Secondly, I'd also like to mention our strategic partners, Momentum. We have IDG, Nakib's, and also TechJuice. They've been helping us promote this event. Welcome to all of them this morning. I'd like to welcome each one of you, the young innovators. Actually, this show is entirely for you. You're the stars of this show. So I'll very briefly like to talk about APIs and the Abacus journey with APIs. So Abacus, for those of you who don't know us, we are a business transformation services provider, which means that we work with companies, we partner with them, and we help them in delivering transformation-oriented projects. And we work in a number of different dimensions. Technology is a dimension that we're very focused on. But apart from that, we are big on business process outsourcing. We have one of the largest call center operations in the country. We're also one of the leading HR consulting firms in the country. We're very focused on areas such as strategy, public sector transformation, and also corporate finance. The work that we've done on the enterprise space is been very exciting, and it continues to excite us because, I think that enterprise automation still has a long way to go in Pakistan. There's many out there who haven't even started. So I would say that only 10 or 15% of the work is done, and 85 to 90% is yet to go. So we, have, I think, done well, and we remain excited about that. And, I think it was about 3 years ago when we came to an important realization whilst we were working with these enterprises. And that realization was that the digital economy is now growing so fast that it's just a matter of time that it will become larger than the traditional economy. It's just a matter of time. So if you look at the latest research, there's a lot of research around sizing the digital economy, the global digital economy. But the best one I've seen is from Accenture, who have estimated that the digital economy now accounts for 25% of the global economy. 25% of the global economy. That's 1/4 of the entire world, which is now characterized as being digital. So that tells you, and this is growing very fast. It's just a matter of maybe 5 years where we're going to see the digital economy becoming larger than the traditional economy. Now, the way that Accenture measures digital economy, I'd like to sort of mention that. because I think it's important for you to know the basis for this statistic. What they say is that any transaction which leaves a digital footprint is part of the digital economy. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a transaction which has been conducted digitally in terms of payment which has been made digitally, but even if it's a cash transaction over a counter and somebody at the POS has captured that transaction digitally, created a digital footprint, we say it's not a digital footprint, it's a digital asset. And once it becomes a digital asset, it becomes reusable. So, and that is the essence of APIs. That what we're talking about is digital assets which are reusable. So, once that transaction is there, it can be fed into big data platforms. It can be used in a number of different ways. I can't even think of the ways that it can be used. And actually, it's the job of all of you guys to think about how these digital assets can be used and what opportunities and revenue generating activities can be done using these digital assets. So when we looked at this about 3 years ago, when we looked at this emerging reality, we decided that actually, whereas enterprise automation, that's automation inside the four walls of a company, is important, what is even more important now is connecting to the digital economy. So focusing on the outside part. I think that those companies which remain too inward focused in terms of their tech investments will struggle to be competitive in the digital world. So with that realization, we decided that API management is an area that we would like to invest in. As Abacus, we went out, started looking for partners. We came across Apigee. Apigee at the time was and still is the leader in when it comes to API management. And we found them 3 years ago. Of course, Google bought them a year later. So we tell Google, our friends at Google, that we found them first, but we didn't have the money to buy them, But and ever since we've been working with many of our customers, mainly in the telecom and the banking sector, in Pakistan, in the Middle East, in Africa. Even Safaricom is a customer of ours. We've done the Safaricom, the inventors of M-Pesa. We've done a complete API management platform deployment with them. And they are also in this exact same stage where they are soliciting interest from young innovators and doing exactly what we're doing here in Lahore today. For us, it's been a great journey because it's not only the commercial opportunity that it's presented for us, but also I think that we've also had a little transformation of our own, which has been brought about by this idea of APIs, and that is that the technology sector itself is changing, and this is important for you guys to understand. What's happening now is that the old philosophy that was prevalent in the tech sector, which was big enterprise platforms, you buy big and you go long. So millions of dollars of investments and months and years of implementation or integration. That's changing, and that's changing because of the services-oriented architecture, microservices. As architecture is becoming increasingly service-oriented, enterprises are learning how to define their problems in a smaller context, in a more focused context, and also they're demanding faster time to market. People now want to have deployments done in weeks and months, no longer months and years. And that's only possible if there are solutions which are focused around specific problems. And what that is doing is it's creating opportunities for new tech companies, to focus themselves around these specific problems, develop solutions around these specific problems, and work with enterprises and be able to go to market fast. And this is happening at a rapid pace. So Apogee is a perfect example, a company which focuses on APIs, which was traditionally done by large integration platforms. But now the API, focusing on the APIs, they've taken out that piece, focused on it, got very good at it, and taken a market leadership position. And there are many other players like that. And we at Abacus, one of the things that we've realized is that it's essential to work with these new emerging players. And in the last 1 year, we've gone out and partnered with about half a dozen similar companies. Companies that maybe many of you would never have heard of, companies like UiPath, SnapLogic, Five9, working in areas around cloud telephony, artificial intelligence, robotic process automation, integration as a platform. These companies are coming from Silicon Valley. They are still at around the $100 million mark in terms of revenue, nowhere near the big giant technology sector, but growing incredibly fast. 30, 35, 40% growth, and definitely, what we see is that they are coming and they are going to take, a bite out of the large technology, players' market share. So, and that was a big learning for us, and we have aligned ourselves accordingly. And this all came out from APIs. So it's a testament to say that working with APIs is really it's an awakening, and it's a transformational exercise and experience. It is an opportunity for you to interact with some of the people coming from the leading companies in Pakistan, and this is a unique opportunity. Trust me, when I started my business, it would take months to get meetings with these guys, and that's what, and in those days, just getting a meeting was so difficult. And here you are, you have these gentlemen with their teams, they're coming to you, and not only are they coming to you, they're opening up the APIs. Not only are they opening up the APIs, they're making it as easy as possible for you to come and consume them and use them. I mean, the portal is frankly self-explanatory, and I pray that you're going to make the most of it. So once again, thank you everyone for being here, and I look forward to a great show. Thank you very much.